So, File menu, set the project because we have the last project. We're going to keep reusing this project for this week. And set, and open up the last scene that we did. Did I? Okay. I think that's the sound from. Okay. So let me bring up the reference images also. And if you have two monitors, you can leave it on the other side. And basically we are looking at this top part. So now the top part is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 span on these Ingon. I don't know if it's called Ingon or not, but this is 5 angles. So basically we need to use to separate a primitive object to get started, because that will make things a lot easier. So now today we're going to talk about how can we add another object into existing one. Delete some surface, rebuild the surface, or connect them together. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today for that part. And let me open up the, here we go. So this is another close-up. If I zoom in, you should see more detail. So right now we have here until there. So we're going to add that label, circular, and then another label here. So, and we're going to get started now. So first of all, I'm going to save this scene as Control-Shift-S, or File, Save Scene As. I'm going to call version 2. Always has a increment numbers or different stage of your file. So something wrong with today or current file, you can go back to the previous one. Otherwise, you're going to have to rebuild everything from start to the current state. So better to have more file than less file. Okay, save. Now, before we continue to work on this, can you create a new scene? Let's talk about the concept of it first. I already saved it. I'm going to save it again. So let's talk about concept. Okay. So first, let's say if I'm going to create a cube. Let's create a cube. Do it together. Just one cube. Okay. And then create a cylindrical. And now we're going to connect cylindrical and the cube. Let's make the size a little better. Now, you guys might forget, we need to turn the poly count on so that we know how many components of the selection we are selecting and other. So now, to turn this on, you go to Display, Heads Up Display, and poly count. There we go. Another thing is, we should turn on wireframe on shade. Under shading menu, wireframe on shade, shortcut Alt+5. And the icon shortcut on the viewport is right here. Can you see that button? So that we can identify the edges quicker. And I'm going to make this cube bigger. Here we go. Now, if I want to connect them together, Maya actually has Boolean operation, which we are not using for today. I'm going to talk about Boolean later. Boolean is a quick access to get started, and then you have to correct all the topology. Now, today we're going to focus on organize the topology manually first. So on the cylinder, even if you want to keep the cylinder look circle, but you always want to start it with really low subdivision first. So, and how much low can we go? We can go to 8, right? That's low enough because still maintain the circular with kind of a multiple edges. And multiple number is better than, I don't know what to call the, not single number. I forgot, sorry, my English, like between 2, 4, 8, 3, 5, 7. What do you call
like odd numbers?
Odd number,
Even.
yes. You always wanted to keep a, not odd number, what do you call that?
Even?
Even number, yes, thank you. So even number is better because easier to connect the edge. Because the edge, we want it to be 4-side or quad. That's what the ideal of it. But some certain part of the model, we can't avoid it. So we have to go with some kind of 3 sometime. So at this point, I would go to 8. What if we go to 4? 4 would be square, right? How about 6? 6 might be okay. If we're gonna have to choose between 6 and 8, 6 is better because it's smaller numbers. Now let's test. Can you press 3? Well, when you press 3, it looks curved enough, so that's good. So we're gonna keep that to only 6. Press 1 back. We press 3 to see the preview or the future smooth. So now, next thing we need to do is, if we're gonna combine these two, let's move it up a little bit. We need to see on the bottom. Now the bottom and the top, right now it's set to triangle, which is fine, but might be better if we keep it a quad. So this is what we can do. You can select using selection tool so that you wouldn't move or rotate them by accident. This is selection tool. Shortcut is Q. Move to is W. Rotate is E. Scale is R. So just try to use that shortcut because speed things up a lot. So I'm gonna select these edges, 4 edges. Now, you can hold Shift key, right mouse, choose, delete edges. Try to get used to it. Delete edges, you can do Alt D. Don't press delete. Now in this case, if I press delete, I'm gonna leave the 1 point there. If you remember last time we tried that. Now, so now this is 4, really nice quad. Can you press 3, go back, no, you can be on the sub-component. Press 3 to see, can you see? Look at from the bottom and the top. They looks different when we press 3 to see the smooth. So now, this case, there's sometimes you want it. Most of the time you don't. So press 1 back. Now on the bottom though, in order to connect them, you need to have at least one side open edges. Now face, you can hit delete on your keyboard because it will not leave any edge or vertex. It will eliminate them all. Now same thing as the cube. We have to delete that. It has to go away. So in order to combine them, now don't do anything, okay? Just save. You can save and then you can say test, combine. And I want to talk a little bit. Let me undo. Don't do it, okay? Just watch. Here we go. Now, if I have the closed object, 2 of them, and then I combine them by select both, and I can use a mash combine. Don't do it yet. Maya allow you to combine them, but this is called 2 elements. Now, if I right click and choose face, I can double click to select the whole element. In that these are single object. So it allows me to do that. Now, in the past, people do this technique for the video game when you wanted to combine into one mesh and then rig with joints. which we don't do that anymore in the current state because the computer power is better. Now, with this though, it's going to get a lot of confusion. First of all, it cannot become a single element because there's no open part at all that can wheel or merge them together. So avoid to combine multiple objects that are close. Just remember that. When you do combine, it means you wanted to make them become a single element only. Okay, only. So now I'm going to go back to my save stage. So now we're going to combine them. To combine more than one object, you just select the object, multiple objects, and then you go to Match, Combine. Now, there's a shortcut also. If you hold Shift, right mouse click, you can choose Combine. Yes?
What's the difference between combine and bridge?
Oh, bridge, you merge two edges together, and then you create the surface. In that case, we can do that too. And there's another tool that do similar. So, combine. Now when you combine it, you can connect them. Right now we have a 6 and 4, so still a good numbers. I'm going to move this down. So let's right click and choose face, double click on it, turn on move to. Now you can move that element. Now when you double click on the face, we'll select the entire element. It's different than edge. Edge will select only the row of the edge. Vertex select the row of the vertex, but face it will select the entire element. So now it means we have two elements in here. Can you see? They're all separate element. We're going to make it become one. So now select, turn on move tool. You have to be on object mode. Zoom in. You want switch to wireframe 4. Shade wireframe shortcut is 4. Here we go. I want you to move this down until the edge are meet. If they are not same level, exactly same, like position wise, it's fine. We can fix, we can alter that later. So I'm gonna just do as much as I could for a moment. So now we're gonna connect them. Now to connect, there's a few things. First, you can do bridge, but bridge, you connect only a pair, not a pair, a multiple pair, but it has to be a pair, same number. And there's another tool under Mesh tool. There's no shortcut on this. Append. Append to Polygon. Now when you turn it on, when you start it on one edge, click on it. It will show you an arrow. Arrow is the correct direction. And you want it to link. For example, when I click, if I click right here, can you see? It go to that loop. And then you can click again if you like. Here we go. And then you can complete it. Now when you press enter, if it does not, so it means it can't be complete. So do again. Match to Append, click, and it has to follow. It can go to this loop or go to that loop. So I'm going to click here, press enter. Now I connect them. Now, to repeat the tool is right here. You can also press Y to repeat the tool. Now what you want to do is, you want to keep either 4 or 3. See, I follow the arrow. So like this, I can press Y. Y will be executes and repeat this. Y on your keyboard. Now, do it again. Oop. Need to tumble your scene. Click on the next edge. You can also click more. Press enter. Now if I press enter, this version you don't have to repeat selection. It still stay until you change. So now I'm gonna keep doing until I finish. And this one, 1 and 2, fill it up. Here we go. So now there might be something that I need to change. Let's see. I don't think I should. I might want to organize the layout a little bit. This is not bad when you look at on the top. Can you see there's some kind of symmetrical going on or synchronized going on? So you want it to do like this. Let me do something. You don't have to do this, okay? Oh, well, maybe. Can you tear this off? Flipping. I can flip the triangle. Oh, sorry, not flip. Sorry, spinning. Can you see I can spin it? This is good too, because can you see it's a little uniform? So I think I'm gonna keep something like that. Here we go. If you want more uniform, let's see, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 corner. But it doesn't look pretty, right? Maybe let's cut it, multi-cut. Even though we try to avoid triangle, but if it make it more uniform, do it. Oh. Hey guys, I did not click correctly. Oh, I know what happened. I forgot. I can't spin that direction. Can you see it's insert, overlap. That's incorrect. So I have to select, spin it. Here we go. So I have to keep there, and I have to cut this way instead. Sorry, I forgot about that. So now it's nice and uniform. So now if I press 3, it will look like this. If I want to maintain, press 1 back, multi-cut tool, shift right mouse click, maintain the sharp corner. That wouldn't work. That one. And this one. Let's try 3 again. Here we go. What about the inside there? I can't loop right here. I have to loop this way instead. Here we go. Press 3. Okay. Now, this is kind of byproduct of a triangle. Can you see? It's really hard to control, but it's just the way it is. So, and that's it for the technique. So that save. Let's go back to our model. Now we're gonna work on this. Okay. So first we need 8 sides, right? Based on the picture. 8. And then circle. And then 5. The circle can be 8 will work. Okay. So I'm gonna create a new cylinder. Move the cylinder into location that you need. Okay. Change the polygon circle. I just use shortcut right here to 8 side. 8 side. And at this point, we don't need cap. Get rid of the cap to 0. We're gonna start it from there, because when we extrude the top face, you will see why I choose that. Okay, and now we're gonna have to line this up. Press 1. So we're gonna have to eliminate these faces. Okay, and the 8. Let's see if it's correct. I think that's good. So delete this face. You might need to switch to 4 so that you can see, or move the top object away so that you can see it. Here we go. And I'm gonna just cut the hole. I press 5. Look like this. I think I better to move this up first. Too soon to do that. And let's delete the bottom. There we go. We're gonna leave that top for now, temporarily. And go ahead, line them up. You might need to use front view or side view. Here we go. Press F to frame selection. Zoom in. Switch to wireframe as need 4. Now, there's a technique to move this without handle. Can you see that handle? You need to know which orientation you want it to move. So mine is y-axis. So highlight Y, zoom in, really close. One moment. Use middle mouse and drag. That's it. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I kinda lost you for a second. Did you add another shape into the scene?
Yes, I add cylindrical. This
Okay.
one.
So
Just-
it's a totally new one, I guess.
Yes, just one cylindrical. Make sure you choose only 8 side
Okay.
and no segment on cap.
Okay.
Are we doing the very tip top piece or are we doing the bottom?
We do the bottom first, but it's just because we didn't scale them yet. So you mean like we doing this part?
Yeah, the outer one.
Yes, the big one. So we're doing the big one first, guys. People who are online, right here, this one, because 8 side. Okay. So now, if you like, you can start it to scale the size. Scale uniform only Z and X. Here we go. And we can scale back and forth later, is fine. Let's see how big is it. Oh, it's really close to the edge. So how about that? All right. Okay. And you could move the top part. Just grab the cap and then move it down if you wanted to make sure you won't get confused, something like that. So it look like this. Okay. Save your scene. Now when you're ready, just select both of them and then combine them. I'll wait a little bit. Select both and combine. Shift right mouse click or go to the mesh menu, combine. So now they are single object but 2 elements. Are you okay? Are you?
I'm not.
Oh, you're not in the class. Okay.
I took this already. I don't miss it.
You don't miss it. Well, understandable. So now one more thing. Can you guys look at on your channel box? That's a long stack. We have such a high memory, physical memory on computers, so these are not bothering us much. But if you use your own system, if you have 16 gigabytes of RAM, you might need to delete this often. To delete it, basically is history. Edit, delete by type, history. Here we go. Now you make it clean. Maya will do less calculation, plus doesn't freeze up the or doesn't use too much CPU to recalculate every single thing. So now, after you combine, are you guys okay? Do you need me to hold a little bit? Okay. So now we got to do a append to polygon. If we have 16 and 16, we can just do one bridge. But because we have half and, one is half, so we have to use a append to polygon too. So now, I'm gonna go to top view because I can organize them a little better. We still have to do a little layout. So a few parts of the corner, like probably half of the cap before the ball will have to be triangle. So at this point, go to mesh, edit mesh tool, append to polygon. Oh, sorry, we can't append on the top view because we can't see it. So I'm gonna pick, you pick only one flat face. Click on it, just one side, like this. Yep. Hey guys, backspace is kind of undo. You really have to zoom in because sometimes you click, yes.
Did you delete the bottom of this?
Yes, you have to delete the bottom on the small piece and the top on the big one.
Okay, do we,
Delete face.
all the edges too on the top?
No, just select the face.
Okay.
Face and hit delete. Because face, when you hit delete on your keyboard, is also delete vertices and edge at the same time.
Okay.
Now, hey guys, it need to do a little tumble to your scene because you really need to click on the edge. Sometimes you might do this. I click on the wrong edge. Can you see? Go somewhere else. Got to be careful. Backspace is kind of undo, backstep. So click on this edge. Now what I'm looking at I'm looking at uniform connection. So right now I could get a quad. I would do quad. Press enter to finish. Oh, now this one, it won't reselect it for me. So let's press Y. Y is executes the command and reselect it. Now do it again, but this time look for a quad face first. And I'm gonna skip the triangle because the triangle we can finish them. We want to organize your topology, that's it. Yes.
So the undo key does not work for those. Okay.
No, backspace.
Backspace.
Yes. With this command. A lot of the tool, like cutting tool, also backspace. Undo is mean you have to execute first and then undo. So it's different, guys. Just remember, to undo is mean it's complete the command. To backspace is just kind of step backward while you are working on tools. So press Y. If you press enter, you have to reselect the append tool, but Y is executes the command and remain in the tool, on the tool. And just keep going. Pick the flat edges, parallel edge. Let's say that word. Here we go. There we go. Gonna be 8 times because it has 8 parallel edges. Here we go. And then you have to do a triangle 8 times. That's it. And you get a really uniform look. And triangle, you can select any pair of edge. Just follow the arrow. If you don't follow the arrow, Maya will let you do it, but it will turn black color because of reverse a normal. I'll give you 10 minutes. Save your file often. Yep. Let me undo quick. Here we go. So triangle, you just click one edge and look for the arrow key, and then you just click the next one or the other one is fine. Oops. We only have to click on the edge.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me pause. Let me start. Yes.
Getting something weird.
This is another thing before you move on. If you accidental extrude, right click and choose vertex face. Make sure there's no line in between here. Anywhere, if there's a single line in between, let me do this. Let me show you the mistake. Hold on. This is gonna happen, guys, if you do like this. Sometimes when you use move tool, hold shift key by accident, you extrude it. And then you don't see it, right? Sometimes you get lucky, you see it. But then, this one, hold on. Here we go. Can you see? Now I see a little tiny line right there. So it means you make a mistake. Sometime, let's try. You may be able to delete by using cleanup. Shift right mouse click and choose the command cleanup. And edge with 0 length. Click apply. Now mine is not working because it's more than 0. Oop. So it means I have to try to undo back to the original state, or I have to delete the edge, reconnect them. It will be faster to rebuild it. So try not to do that by accident. Okay, just undo it. Okay, so check on the other side. Now, when we delete that, if you extrude it, you might have another side. So you might have to keep going around and delete all of them. So now, at this point, press 3 to see the preview. We wanted to limit that. We want a hard angle, right? Based on the photo, sharp angle right there. So it means I'm going to press 1 back. We need to split using multi-cut tool. Hold Control key and then move your cursor over the vertical edge. And then just stop that continuity by insert another loop right there. Now press 3. It's getting better. Now, what if you wanted to make even sharper? Well, you can, but you have to have another loop outside here, which may not work. In this situation, I would let go. Okay. When you add more smooth, it will create more corner, but you don't need to worry about that. Now, let's check the picture again. Picture also right here, kind of sharp too. So let's add one more right there, just before we forget. Here we go. Now when I press 3, see it look kind of like that, which is good. I might be able to slide this edge even closer. That might help. Double click on that loop, shift right mouse click and choose slide edge tool. We used it before. Now, the reason that we use middle mouse, slide it really close, press 3 to see. I think that might be better. So really close, like super close. Okay. So the reason that we want to use slide because sometimes we want them to follow the angle of your geometry, basically. So, okay. The next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna work on preparation for this circle and then connect. Now the circle basically, let's do the face, select this face, extrude, shift right mouse, click and choose extrude. And then I want you to use offset command instead of scaling. 0.1. Now we do 0.11 because we want to stop continuity, right? And if you forget to do this part, it's okay. You can still insert. Now, I'm gonna extrude one more time. And this time, I'm gonna add offset a little more. How about 0.5? Here we go. So let's check the image. So we got that circle. We want this circle. So that will be the circle. Press 3 to see. That worked. Can you see? We got that circle here. We got that circle. We want that. Press 1 back. And I'm gonna actually, ooh, my offset is too high. Okay, how about 2? 1. That's good enough. 1. Sorry. Just eyeballing it. And then you can deselect. So now, if you press 3, you might see that, wait a minute, we still don't get the 8 corner. We get circle instead. Well, that's a technique. Press 1. Now what we need to do is we need to make these to be hard edges. The technique that we use, right? We use a multi-cut and cut loop. Now if we do this though, you might see something. It's go all the way. when it's go all the way, let me show you what's going to happen if you let them go all the way. This section will be harder than the other. Can you see? Now we destroy the shape on the hat, on the cap. So we cannot let it run down. So I have to undo. There we go. So what we need to do is, we just want these edges to be sharp. So instead of cut all the way, we can just cut like this. 1, 2, here we go. And we're gonna stop somewhere. Let's stop it right there. Okay, so let me press 3. Can you see? It doesn't go down here. It just stopped there because we limit it. Once again, let me undo. Let's do it together. So pick one corner, doesn't matter what corner it is, and use multi-cut. Let me go to object mode quick so that I can show you. Multi-cut. Oh, come on. And go to object mode, switch to. So hold shift right mouse click, multi-cut tool, and look at on the corner, on the top piece, we wanted to start it just from the corner, tiny corner. That's it. And then click, and can you see the way I insert a cut each section? I click on the edge first and hold down the left mouse and drag until I want it wherever I want it to stop. This will be easier than try to click on the edge right away, because sometimes you might miss it. And backspace is go back step. So this is how I like to use the multi-cut tool. I click on the edges, and you can skip one. Here we go. And then I'm gonna stop. See, I click on the edges first and let it run until stop to the corner, because I want to make sure that it meet to the corner. It doesn't create a floating vertices again. So now what I need to do is I need to do both sides of each corner. Here we go. And I go down here and then connect. And what I'm trying to do is I try to make it more uniform. Left and right, it's kind of uniform as much as I could. When I press 3, can you see? I get one corner. So I'll give you 15 minutes to do these, all 8 of them. Now I'm gonna do it again. So click and drag until stop to that corner right here, and then I want it to go all the way down to the base of that top section, and then run triangle to another, press enter, keep do the same. I mean, when you do it more, you will do it faster. Right now, take your time.
Does it matter how straight they are? I mean, we're trying to get them straight, but
Get straight is better, but if you can't, a little trip, hey guys, a little trip on straight line. You just eyeballing it. Can you see? When you click, you can see the line.
okay.
If they started to line up, no shifting on segment, it's mean kind of straight. So doesn't have to be perfect. And you can make it bigger than mine, is fine too. So just do as much as you can. Like I said, when you do it more, you will get it better and better. It's just about practicing. Just keep going. I just press Y to repeat my tool, execute and repeat. I mean, the idea is for the distance between edge, it doesn't really, I mean, it does matter when it's wider or narrower. Narrow, you get sharper. Wider, you get more soft. Hey guys, if you make a mistake, just press back on your backspace on your keyboard to go back step. But if you want to undo, you have to execute the cut first, even though it's not finished because you plan to undo. And then after you execute it, you can undo it. It's different than backspace keyboard. You can reverse direction too by starting from the bottom and go to the top. Doesn't matter. There we go. Last one for me. Make sure the end of the line you meet the corner. That's all you need. Like here, you get to meet the corner from the starting and the end. Now, when I press 3, it looked like this. Okay. Press 1 back. And if somehow the edge side shape of your are smaller or bigger, you can scale them. And can you pause a little bit and look at my, let's say if I want to scale them down a little bit, I can turn on scale 2, but I select all the faces. Don't miss it. You have to select all. See, I miss it one here. Here we go. I can select, shift, double click. The next one will select the whole loop. So it has to be all together. Now you can limit if you scale on y-axis only, it look like this. X-axis, z-axis. Now I can see that I want to scale uniformly on z and x, so I can grab the green plane. The green plane is the y plane. Y plane is indicate that is the axis on z and x. And can you see I can scale them down a little bit? Okay, press 3. Let me check on the image. Nope, I am incorrect. It has to be bigger. Right there. Okay. Oh, luckily I missed this, but it's still moving because it has these two to control it. Lucky me. Otherwise, I would have to undo all the way back. And I feel like it's too tall. See, this is really tiny, skinny. Not tiny, short. So I'm gonna select the face, or you can select vertices too. Like if I switch to 4, I can reach and drag like this to select multiple vertices. Turn on move to, up, and move it down. Here we go. Oh, mine is like a little bit off from the reference, the height. That's okay. It's good enough. There we go. Okay. How are you guys doing? Save often, guys. Control S, shortcut, save. One more. 5 more minutes. I am on 3, so it look like this. I think on the top part is a little more softer right here. So I could reduce no, I think I should. Yep, I probably have to reduce this section. Not reduce, like make it wider. This one has to be wider or so. Scale. Still too solid. Here we go. I think it's too sharp, my corner, compared to that. It's just because it's too narrow on the stopping edges. Right there, it's too narrow. Okay. Hey guys, if it's too narrow and too sharp compared to the image, you can use slide edge tool to slide. Don't use move. You have to do slide. I'm not going to do it, okay? I just want to show you that you can do it. See, now it's softer. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let go. So now we got to make the circle on the inside. To make the circle is really easy. You need to create a loop right there. Can you see? Now you stop the continuity of that breaking, so it looks like a circle. So if press one back, it looks like this. And we're going to create this level. Can you see that level? We're going to do that also. And I'll show it to you. So I'm going to undo until the last stage. So it look like this at the moment. Okay. Anybody need more time? All right. The next one, insert multi-cut tool. Using multi-cut, go to one, insert one here. Doesn't matter how wide it is, just insert one to stop it. Okay. And right now we're going to prepare the base. So we want these. Can you see that kind of detail? So it means if I press 3, we got to add somehow around here. So press 1 back. It's not difficult at all. This is what you need to do. Using selection tool and switch to face. Click first face, hold shift, double click the next. We'll select that loop. We're going to add extra surface for, let me change to this one here. For here, extra surface there. So I need to create the span that will allow me to extrude upward to get that part. To do that, I prepare this. Now extrude it, shift right mouse click, extrude, but don't do anything, offset it first. 0.1, can you see? 0.1 is a little too much, no big deal. Let's do 0.05. Here we go. We get extra area. And if you press 3, oops, got to be 0.05. Here we go. And I'll switch to selection tool. There we go. Or excuse to finish. When you press 3, it will look like this. So now, this is what you can do. You extrude one more time. But this time, you move on Z axis right there. Just move it up. Don't move it too much yet. Press 3 to see if this is what you want. because sometimes might be too high or might be too low. So here we go. Press one back. It looked like this at the moment. And that's it for that part. There we go. Okay. And then we have to prepare this area surface. So I think we are good right there. Let me try press 3 again. We might have to make this part a little closer. Yes, go.
Okay, that's what I was kind of about to ask, is if we wanted to make the ring thicker, can we use the ring or the edge slide tool to like move the outer one out a little bit?
Yeah, you mean like this ring, right?
Yeah.
Yes, just slide to
Okay.
move. And slide to might be hard. Now, you can actually use move to if they lay it out flat. Let me switch to, here we go. See, if you want it to be like slide in flat direction, you can use scale 2
Okay.
and scale only the plane that's parallel to the surface. So mine is on y-axis, can you see? Like that. Okay. Now, there's another thing I noticed is from the picture, is actually you can create indents also. You don't have to do it on this project. To indent it, you do the same technique. You extrude, offset a little and extrude, but push it down instead of pull it up. You will get indents. And just remember, you can come back and retouch each part later too. Modify them, make it look sharper or smoother and so on. So now one last thing. We need a little more loop to stop the continuity inside. So select the face here, extrude, shift right mouse, click, extrude face, and offset instead of scale. How about 0.1? I would do 1. Oh no, too much. 0.3. Yeah. Press 3 to see. 0.3. 0.3, 0.4, doesn't matter, guys. Here we go. So, here we go. We stop the continuity a little bit. Now we're going to insert that 5 corner. Save your file. And at this point, if I press 1, you can delete the face right away. Just leave the hole because we already have extra span there. I mean, those extra span, you can delete them later too. Just use delete edge and vertex to do that. But make sure when you delete that, delete the whole loop. Because if you delete the whole loop, you organize them uniformly, easy to modify, easy to edit. Yes?
So when we delete that face right there,
Mhm.
we extrude it to make it go smaller like that, which I've done. But then instead of deleting the face, you want us to get the edge and delete it that way.
Let me undo like this. If edge loop, you just need one loop extra.
Okay.
And then you just hit delete face.
Okay.
Just like that. Yeah. Save your file. And if you want to be a little picky or cautious, not picky, cautious about the file saving because something might go wrong in the next 5 minutes, you can save as, after you save, and you can put version 3.
Can
Just,
we do the same way with increments?
yes, you can, but then I don't like the Maya frame name, what do you call name, yeah, naming. They put dot and 0, 0 something.
I have a question about that too. Does it actually, if we would go into our files or like a USB drive or whatever, and we change the file name,
Fine.
does it mess up anything? Or
No, it
Okay.
won't. It won't. It will not at all.
Cool. I didn't know if it would like
Yeah.
change a reference path.
No,
or
no,
something
will
like that.
not at all. You can change anytime
Okay.
file outside of the Maya. Okay, create another cylindrical. Move it in spot. Oh. Here we go. And this time we know that we need 5 corners. So the division axis set to 5. So this will be a little more challenge, but not hard at all. And You can use scale tool to scale this point to the size you want it. There we go. Okay. And you're gonna leave the cap as is because it's already done it for us easier. Because we can't get the uniform the quad, so we have to go with that. And looks nicer than you cut it on your own, because if you split on your own, you will get straight line instead, and just only two faces. But this you get 5 faces, but it's uniform, so we let go. And you might need to move it up a little bit, and I'd like you to go ahead, delete the face from the bottom. Has to be deleted. It has to be open. Okay. And then go to object mode, select both object, combine it. Shift right mouse click, choose combine. Here we go. When you are on edge, on face, or on polygon, the menu, shift menu, right mouse click will correspond to the appropriate command on the component. Just make things a little easier. Now delete history. Can you see the history? That's too long. Shortcut of delete history is Alt Shift D. So delete it. We almost done. Now after you done that, go ahead, double click on the face of the new object and line them up. That's all you need to do. Line them up. You might need to zoom in, go to object mode first, because if you don't, you can't really highlight the move. Oh, come on. Hey guys, if you are on wireframe mode, you really have to move your cursor over the line of the geometry in order to access those. There we go. Move to, we are not on the object mode, so we can't use channel box. So you have to eyeballing it. Active the tripod and then use middle mouse move. Can you see I activate the Y axis? So now I can use middle mouse button and move. Here we go. So I try to line them up. Oh, I line them up wrong place, because this is the extend part of the top, right? Not the actual edge. It has to be lower, right there. Here we go. And next thing you need to do is just go ahead using Append to Polygon tool, and that's it. And at first, you don't need to worry about organize the wireframe. You just kind of connect. If you get 3 corners, it's fine. 4 corners, good. And if they doesn't line up nicely, you can remodify them later. So right now, though, let's look at on the reference image. See the direction before we combine them. Can you see the 5 corner object? The flat part is point to the front view. Can you see? This is the front. And let me zoom that back. Hold on. Here we go. Can you see the font? Hold on. Where's the font? Right there. Oh, you can't see it. I have to go to the upper angle. One moment. I am trying. Here we go. Look at it. Oh. Here we go. This is the font. See, the font is the big one. So it means that flat part face to the front. So we have to rotate this object on the front view, on the top view, sorry. Now the font is Z direction, this direction, right? So I'm gonna have to go to face, double click on that element. We did not connect them yet turn on rotate to, and then just rotate it. Zoom in so that you can eyeball it. We should have done this before we combine, but that's okay. Can you see I'm just eyeballing it? Try to make it look straight line. Okay. Here we go. See, straight line now. So this is the right position. All right. And you can go ahead, connect them using Mesh tool, Append. Started to append. So right now I'm gonna just try to append them. 3 or 4 corner is fine. Just append it. Press Y. And I'm gonna get 4 corner and 3 corner. Here we go. And then we're gonna have to rearrange them. Here we go. Appropriately. So you pick 3 and 4. That's it. Either 3 or 4. Oop. There we go. Just remember, this one will not be a good uniformation. The uniform will not be good. We need to manually do it. So let's take a look. After you connect, focus on the top view. You look at the line. This is work fine. But for this class, we are picky about it. We wanted to make it really nice and uniform because you want to show off to your employer that you can do a good layout model. So if you are not applying a job for modeler, well, it's okay. You might be ignoring this. For this class, now I can see I want left and right to be more uniform, look alike. And what you are looking at you are looking at on if this topology is good, like this is look good. Can you see? That can keep. This one is 4 corner, so it should keep. So it means this side should be like that. And then has a little tiny part that's a 3 corner. So how can we do this? You select this edge and spin. So under edit mesh, we spin edge. So we'll be on the edge section. Now the spin edge backward and forward, doesn't matter which one you choose, you just keep cycling it. And you can remember the shortcut, Control Alt left, Control Alt right. Or you can tear this menu off. Here we go. And then you just leave it float there. Here we go. And I just keep flipping until it go to the right spot. See? No overlap. Let me undo again. The original, I'm flipping it. I just use backward. You can use forward. As long as you flip until it's go to, spin, not flip, until it's go to the direction you want. How about this one? Well, this one we can just leave as is, but we want a little more uniform. It's already triangle. Let's sacrifice another triangle. So multi-cut tool, I try to make this become same. Now I need to do on perspective view because they are top edge and bottom edge. We need to make sure it's select correctly. So I click and drag on existing edge. Let go, click and drag, and let it stop. Now it's uniform now. When you look at on top view, that's it. Can you see? Uniform. I'm gonna try to select to show you. Nice and clean, so it means you plan on this. You wanted to make it nice and clean. Save your file. And before I stop, one more thing. To make it hard, solid, hard corner, edge. To make the edge hard, you need to cut, but you need to do manually cut. So, multi-cut, because we cannot let it run down. We wanted to stop only these 5 corner shapes. So this is going to be 3 corner, 3 corner, this is 4 corner, and then I'm gonna stop right there. Here we go. So pick the appropriate. So now I'm gonna do it again. And I'm gonna stop right there. There we go. So this one I have 2 triangle there, which is okay. We have no choice. And I'm gonna keep going. And I got 3 more to go, 3 more corner to finish. And can you see there will be one that has 3 corner like this. Don't go beyond that circle, because when I press 3, can you see? We still want to see that circle. So don't go beyond. Okay. Looks a little awkward at the moment because we have to stop continuity on the top part of it also. Right, almost done. Sorry guys, I thought it would be shorter lecture than this. I didn't expect. Time fly. So
It's all good.
so now when I press 3, it look like this. We got to stop this cap and a little bit on the bottom. So we're gonna press 1 back. Right here to stop it, you do like this. And press 3 again. Now it looks okay. If you wanted to make it even sharper, which I don't want you to do it, okay? If you want it in the future, you have to select all of these faces and extrude with offset. You will be able to make this harder like this. I'm not going to require this, okay? Here we go. And when I press 3, can you see? Now it's sharper. You don't need to do it. Just let it go. This is good enough. Now, the only thing is right here. We need the bottom part to be sharp also, so that it's separate from the circle. Now, if I uncheck the wireframe on shade, this leg, can you see it look like this? That's the finish I want you to have. Okay, and we need to fix this a little bit. This is too close. It has to go lift up a little bit. Based on the picture, just slide the edge right there. Can you see it has a little space? It's too close on the model. Okay, so now before I stop, you need to submit this by Monday. Doesn't have to do it today. Today, just, you know, I know some of you may lost or not finished. It take a little longer. So now this is how you do it. You hide under hide the image plane on perspective view, okay, and turn on wireframe on shaded, and then you use snipping tool, just search new, and then go ahead crop it. You're gonna submit this, and then you save, and I'm gonna call a cap or something like that, 01. We're gonna have a multiple of them. Let me back it up in my file. You're gonna save this inside images folder of your project folder. So I go to lecture, week 1, and images folder, so that you know where it is. Save it. And I'm gonna do another shot. You can go to all view, turn the show image plane. Did we put in here? Oh yeah, just turn off the layers quicker. And you're gonna do screenshot without grid. Without grid. Okay. And 5. So we're gonna come back and do this part later. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Capture one window at a time. Don't do multiple because I can't see it. Click new, capture. Doesn't matter what size, just capture it. Save. Number 2. Okay, and then font view. Right now, font and side view, they look the same, so you just capture only one. Later on, when we add detail, you're going to capture that one and submit it again. Become another exercise, another week of exercise. There we go. And I need to see a little detail, so you zoom in, very close. There we go. And you screen cap. Every Windows system has snipping tool. If somehow you don't have it, but you do, you can use print screen on your keyboard. You can do that too, but print screen you have to use Photoshop or any other editing application to open it. This one you don't. Here we go. So now to submit it, I already create a in-class exercise. When you go to home page and in-class exercise and week 1 exercise, a fire hydrant cap, you click on it and you create a new thread. So I am not going to create it. I'm gonna add on my exercise instead. Here we go. So that's it for today. Edit in place, show screen. And when you submit it, just to review, you will submit as a decoration image. So where am I? Oh, I'm on the wrong place. Here we go. Image. And I'm gonna pick one. Add. This image is decorative. Otherwise, it will create a link. I don't want a link. I want it to see it right away. So it's too bad this system doesn't let me do it all at once. You have to do one by one. So
Do you care if they're JPEGs or PNGs or?
doesn't matter. It will take. Oh, wait. Hold on, guys. Sorry. No. D2L is really old. So you have to be JPEG.
JPEG?
If it PNG, it's going to bring to another window, like when we view it.
Okay.
So JPEG, I will see it right away. It's become more work to view all 17 or 11 people. Yeah, we have 11 people. And almost done. That's it. Okay. And I'm gonna update it. So now when you go to the, you will see the example right away, and then you just create a new thread to add. Okay. So that's it. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen and I'm gonna stop record.